Well, I appreciate you taking the time. Obviously, it was been about 6 months since we last spoke. You have now dropped the interim tag. Compare then to now. I mean, did you think you'd be in this spot here in the late July here?
I was hopeful that I would be in this spot. But I reiterate that I was respectful of the process, but I was hopeful that I was going to be in this spot in order to continue the work that is needed within the department and outside of the department. And so I was looking forward to staying and continue to driving this ship forward. And voila, here I am. And so I'm super excited about it. I'm humbled by it, and I'm just really excited for what we're able to do for the city.
When did it become real for you after the press conference that you're like, okay, because I know a lot of it's business as usual, right? You're not really going to change how you operate, but did it sink in at some point that you're like, this is officially the position for me?
Yeah, it sunk in when truly the mayor said, this is our chief of police. It sunk in at that moment that, yes, I'm moving forward. I'm able to continue the great work that has already been started. And so it sunk in there. And then when all of the emails came in, as you can imagine, and all the text messages and all of the Facebook posts that went out and so forth saying congratulations, and we're looking forward to working with you. That was great. And then to have the officers to reach out and text, congratulations, Chief, glad you're staying. Glad you wanted to stay. That right there meant so much to me. Just to have those words written in a text message or email form, I'm just grateful for it.
There are people across the country who, quite point blank, would say, I don't want that job, not in Louisville. It's too hard, it's too tough. You're not originally from here. What made you feel like, you know what, I want to do this challenge on a full-term basis?
Because I see the need. I see the need, I see the growth. I see where I'm able as the chief to lead the department further down that road of success. I see it, and I know that I'm able to make those necessary changes. I'm able to ensure that the community sees the difference within LMPD and work on this community trust, continue to build upon those platforms that we've already put out there and then expand upon them and bring up new initiatives along this journey. I see the need. And so this is the reason why I want the job. I wanted the job. And in order for me to be able to do what is needed for the citizens of Louisville. And it's time. It's time to do that. And the officers are supportive, and we're ready. We're ready.
Absolutely. I want to switch gears a little bit. We're going to talk about some timely events, some timely messages we got. To be completely transparent with you, we got an email into our newsroom Tuesday, so this week, and this individual said this to us as far as issues that he's still seeing every day. 6 months in, people shot daily, cars stolen left and right, gang activity rampant, donut tread marks all over, homicides, what they were last year. Where's the progress? That was a viewer's words. I want to give you a chance to respond directly to that.
Our progress is that we are truly focused on the violent crime. And again, making changes or impacting anything that's going to make a difference, it's not overnight. But again, we need the community's help as well. We need the community's support and help to actually advise us on who are the ones that are perpetrating these violent acts. And we're making a dent in those areas. We're appreciative of the city council for passing that street racing ordinance, which we've seen, and as you've reported on, we've seen that we've made those necessary impounds on those vehicles have been really wreaking havoc within our community. We are going after those violent criminals within our community and holding them accountable. But again, the criminal justice system as a whole, we have to do better. And so we're encouraged by the progress that we are making. And again, we continue to need that community support as we do solid investigations. And again, I'm hopeful that we'll continue to see that we're doing the great work in order to keep our community safe. So also too, I would ask for you to actually give me that citizen's information so that I can personally reach out to him and to provide him some additional information and to see exactly where he lives and see what other concerns that he has that my folks are able to address. So I look forward to that information so I can have a sit-down conversation with him.
And I'll absolutely send it we have his email. I'll send it your guys' way.
Thank you.
Because a big part of that is we're not putting words. I mean, he's point blank, saying what he sees. Do you have a timeline? Obviously, the mayor only has 4 years, at least initially, he could run for re-election. Do you have a time frame in your mind that say, I want to see substantial results in whether it be the homicide rate by this time? You say it can happen overnight. When can it happen by? Do you have a timeline in your head?
Well, I'll submit to you, in 2021, first initially getting here, our clearance rates for homicide was roughly 21 to 26%. Today it's 42%. That's progress. That is to change, because guess what? We recognize that the evidence in which we were collecting, it needed to be processed better and quicker. And so with the council's approval, we're able, and we have been able to get funding to outsource our evidence, and it is yielding back those results that we need in order to connect these cases and clear them up. We're actually making those arrests in our homicides at a better clip. And so that is the progress. So you'll see those incremental progress of our violent crime and those initiatives working as it should. Again, quick doesn't mean effective. Quick doesn't mean it's sound. I need for it to be right. And that's what you're going to see. So a timeline is that we'll make those necessary adjustments, and at the end of the year, we'll see where we land. What are we doing? What did we do in midstream that we may have to make an adjustment on? The non-fatal shooting squad just got stood up, right? So give that unit the opportunity to really get in there and dig deep and to be impactful. That's where you see progress.
That was your idea, correct?
Yes, sir. It was my idea. And that's where you're going to see the difference in our crime. Again, our street racing ordinance, I go back to that. How many vehicles have we impounded? Who are the ones that made the fee? Have they returned? That's the progress. But also, too, we have to do a better messaging from LMPD, putting that information out there to show you and to let you know, again, what we're doing, how we're doing it, and why we're doing it. And so, again, that's how you measure the progress. So 2-3 years from now, I'm hoping to look back and advise you from 2021 to now, our clearance rates are here. From 2021 to now, the non-fatal shooting unit has been, their investigations have yielded this. So I'm hopeful in that area, but also to not forgetting that the community is a key component to whatever we do in fighting crime. And I know that when we come together, continue to come together and join forces, we're going to be successful.
Perfect. I want to show you a video here. This is going to be in the Butchertown area, Story Avenue. It was surveillance video that we obtained from Vendome Copper and Brass Works. This was a skate park nearby related incident. You probably have seen this video, but I want to show it to you. And I just want you to tell me your reaction from seeing this here. You see the younger kids, or you can't call them kids, but they look younger.
Correct.
And they have what look to be high clip magazines. Have you seen this video before?
I've seen the video before. So with that, that's unfortunate that we have our young folks walking around with guns. And as you know, the mayor's committed in addressing our guns and those individuals that have ready access to the weapons. And so we know this. So what are we doing? We're trying our best to identify those individuals involved in any criminal activity that's involving guns and actually address their violent behavior. But with that, the division commander put together a plan in order to address that particular area. And we were successful in bringing attention in that space. As you know, the city made sure that the skate park follows the same park rules and regulations as the other parks in the city. That's where collaboration, and that's where even our other metro entities are working together cohesively in order to ensure that safety is for all. So with that, and if we have any of our community members that can assist us in the video you just showed me, if they know who those individuals are, please call 574-LMPD. We need your help, and so that we can address that behavior.
We're in a period of time where people are actually, we've had people tell us that they're applauding speeding tickets just to see police out there, to see police in the neighborhoods, out of their cars. We're in a different time right now where people actually do want to see more presence. When you hear that, what comes to your mind?
Then they're seeing us doing it the right way, and they're applauding that. They're seeing us.
Well, they want to see more. That's what they're saying.
Yes, they want to see more, and they're seeing what they're seeing right now, us doing it the right way. But also, too, having more officers, we need to make sure we have the right officers that are out there on the street. And I'm encouraged by that we're actually going to be able to hire better officers onto our department for them to come on this department and be well trained and serve the community as I expect and require them to do. And so I applaud the community, wanted to have more of us there, but we want to make sure that we have the right people serving our community. And so that's what you're going to see, and that's what you have been seeing. And so, again, thank you, community. Thank you for applauding LMPD's efforts. And you're going to see increased visibility from our folks. We're doing walking patrols. We got our horses out there more, got ATVs. So we're doing what is needed, but we can do more, and we will be doing more.
So you're saying there will be increased patrols?
Absolutely.
In specific areas or?
Specific areas, wherever the need is, you'll see that. Again, we are short-staffed. And so, again, our recruitment and our retention efforts are top of mind. And we're doing better in that space. 31 recruits started June 19th. I don't know if you reported on that, but 31 recruits started June 19th.
Much larger than they used to.
Much larger than we have in recent years. And so we celebrate that, and I'm expecting even more. And so, again, everyone knows now that the department has a permanent chief. We've been stable, but now we're even stable, more stable now. And so I'm hoping that we can get some more officers, more individuals that are interested in doing the great work.
Just a few more topics here. I want to ask specifically, you brought up community policing multiple times during that press conference when you were named chief. What does community policing specifically look like differently under your regime? Because people always tell me, specifically in West Louisville, we want to know the people, not just see the cars.
Absolutely. So community policing under my regime is being more intentional about how we engage the community. Like I indicated in the press conference, making sure that we're setting up a space where the community can come in and we're coming in. So what does that look like? We may have a Meet Your Beat Officer Day, where the community can actually come in and meet the beat officer that's serving your community on a regular basis. Now we got a face, we got a name, we're having a conversation. And so now when I see you in the grocery store, I'm able to wave more freely. When I'm driving down the street, I'm able to stop my car and say, how are you doing? Because now I've had some interaction with you. We have to do that. And so you'll be seeing us do more of those initiatives in order to look at policing, community policing in a different manner, in a different way. I want you to be able to go to service. I know you're a church person as well. I want you to be able to go to church and you look behind you and there's an officer standing in the corner, just there, a presence, helping and supporting your worship service. Not there for enforcement, not there looking for anyone, but letting you know that you have an officer who was there, present, while you're worshiping. That's community policing. That officer standing back, waving at the pastor. How are you doing? And hopefully they give some tithes and offering right there. I'm going to push that as well. Right?
Got to get the 10%.
Got to get the 10%. But that's community policing. So in having those encounters that build upon the relationship that LMPD wants to do, and I'm hoping that the community will embrace even more and allow us to do it.
A few topical things here real quick. Negotiations with the DOJ. I understand you will be at the table.
Yes, we're going to be at the table, yes.
I had the chance to go to New Orleans to compare their consent decree to what Louisville might be seeing. There's a lot of some similarities between the two cities. One of their big advice platforms was be careful how much you agree to with the feds. Negotiate to narrow the scope of what are the 3 to 5 things that we really need to change rather than 30. Is that the advice that you are going to try to make happen, and are you going to reach out to them and get their take as well?
We have been in communications with other agencies that have been under a consent decree. But I will submit to you, we're going to look at what is best for Louisville. So in that negotiation process, we're going to see what is best for us when we come to the table. And so the DOJ is going to have their proposal. We're going to be able to have ours and look at how we can come in the middle and make an agreement that is going to benefit the department, but also to benefit the community. That's important, so that we're able to move forward. So with their suggestion, I respect it, but I really want to make sure that we're going in with the understanding we must look at the negotiations as to what is best for Louisville, LMPD, and for our community. This is our city, and we need to make sure that whatever agreement we get into, that we are moving in the right way, and that we can see the changes and necessary changes that are needed.
Are you willing to push back, though, to make sure it isn't too much for your department to handle?
We're willing to push back on those things that are just not going to help us to be successful. Anything that we get into, we want to make sure, with respect to the DOJ's opinion, we want to make sure that we're negotiating the things that we can measure and that we can actually complete. That is the goal. At the end of the day, that is the goal, and the community expects that. The community wants that, and so that's where we have to be on that page and making sure that we're doing everything in the best interest of everybody. What's best for Louisville? That's my focus.
About a month ago, the mayor has said it'll be a few more months until the findings, the final investigation report from the April 10th mass shooting will come out and will be made somewhat public, I believe. Do you have a time frame specifically for that April 10th investigation findings to come out?
I don't have a time frame for that, but I would like to suggest and to make mention that whatever we do, we want to be sensitive to the ones that truly were impacted by that tragic day. We have families who are still grieving. We have individuals who are still recovering. And so whatever we put out or whatever we release, we want to be mindful of the victims who have been impacted by that unfortunate day. And so when we have more information to provide or a timeline, we will truly advise the media on that.
Did April 10th change you?
April 10th allowed me to see that there is so much work. Again, I've been in this position in policing for 26 years, but there's so much work to continue to be done with protecting everyday citizens. But it helped to solidify that when tragedy hits, and unfortunately when it does, people are able to still come together and still understand that we need one another. So change me? No, but it made me more aware that love will always overshadow hate. Light will always overshadow darkness. That's what really brought it home for me on April the 10th.
Because the mayor brought up Ms. Tutt, and you were trying to keep yourself together, but the emotions were coming out a little bit there. I mean, does that still something that sticks out to you, comes to your mind?
That day was a day of a lot of emotional process that I had to process for me personally at that same time, as well as the Old National Bank. And so what you saw there was the memories and the flooding back on that unfortunate day. But I'm so elated that those individuals who were injured in that day are doing better. I'm so thankful that Officer Wilt is still on the road of recovery. He is a miracle. So I celebrate him. I celebrate all of the other survivors. I celebrate the fact that LMPD did what they needed to do in order to continue to protect lives on that day. And I celebrate the communities for their support that has not wavered. And that's what keeps us going, and we appreciate you.
Last question, hiring gap here. You seem to have made some headway. It was 290 when we first spoke 6 months ago. Now it's about 250 according to the mayor. Is there a secret sauce here or something that you specifically are doing where these class sizes are growing and it seems to be making some headway here?
People are excited when they have, I believe, strong leadership. And a person that truly is very vocal about their support for them, their support for them, but also to holding them accountable. People want that. People drive off of that. Again, and that's what they have in me, and that's what they have in my other leadership staff here, and they can feel that from the officers. And so I welcome anybody to join LMPD. I want you. I want the right people. And this is the time for you to join so we can make a difference within the city of Louisville. So please put in that application. The doors are open for you to do so.
Is there something you're doing differently? Is it the pastor charisma or something that you're getting people at a higher clip?
No, I think it's not me. It's just not me. They have to see that it's everybody.
Stability.
It is stability. It's everybody that makes it work, that makes it happen. And I just happen to be the forefront, but it's everybody. My background in recruitment team being more aggressive and being more innovative in their approach. I'm grateful that even the mayor put in there another $1 million for our marketing efforts in background and recruitment. That is going to be huge for us, and for the council to approve that so that we are able to do better in that space. But it's everybody working together. That is what you're saying, and that's what you're going to see more of. And people want to be a part of an organization that is on the path of being very, very successful.